that in the first round, how many questions you address correctly. Because in the first round, you are only attempting those questions where you are sure you are correct.
Subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from Prep Ladder.
Hello Civil Services aspirants. Prelim 2022 is approaching near. Just some days are left. And during this period, there are two crucial questions that cause you worry and anxiety. The first is how to use this period. That is a very short period before the exam. And the second one is how to handle the exam. The objective of this video lecture is to help you address these two major questions. In fact, I'm going to give you certain tips, and these tips will help you handle this situation. First, I'm going to give you certain tips as regards using this very short period before the exam in a highly efficacious manner. You have been preparing very well, I hope. I hope you have worked on all the sections that are relevant for the preliminary examination. These sections are history, economy, polity, geography and environment, and science and technology. Besides, there is current affairs as well. Now the question arises, since you have already worked and now some days are left, so should you start something new, afresh, or should you focus on the same thing? Now, the answer here is that you must not start anything new, afresh, and the time is so short you cannot cover everything what you have already worked on. So I'm going to give you one smart idea. See, if you consider the 5 major sections, what I have said just now, out of these 5 major sections, there are certain areas that are highly relevant for Prelim 2022. And this I am saying in the light of the analysis of the question pattern over the years. So I want to give you the name of certain specific areas within these 5 sections that must be focused upon now. This means you should have a glimpse of these. You should do some kind of revision of this at the fag end. And what is the advantage of this? The advantage of this is that you make sure that there will be certain questions out of these areas in the exam. First, I consider the section history. History is a big area, but within history, there is one section that is related to modern Indian history, and this section is various revolts and movements. Out of the total history, if you consider the total number of questions, this might be around 20. But as regards the other areas of history are concerned, we cannot make sure whether there will be questions or not, or what kind of question. Certainty is not there. But if you focus on the section revolts and movement during the modern period, you make sure you will have certain questions out of this. Maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe 10 even. Now consider the second section, that is Indian polity. Again, in Indian polity, you have many areas, many topics. You just focus on legislature, executive, and judiciary. Make sure that these three topics are revised properly, and there is a certainty that you will have certain number of questions out of this. Now let's consider economy. In economy, the most important area is economic concepts. Every year, there are certain questions from economic concept, ranging from 5 to 10. So focus on this. Now let's consider geography and environment. So in geography and environment, you should focus on the environmental issues, and you should focus on map, because out of environmental issues and out of map, there would be certain questions. And after this, let's consider science and technology. In science and technology, you just focus on the current issues, nothing else. And if you consider current issues as a whole, then your focus should be current science and technology, mainly technological aspect, current economic issues, current polity, and current environmental issues. Apart from all this, there should be a focus on all existing programs. Note my word, existing programs. This means the programs that are existing. These are in fact socio-economic programs, and there are many. Out of these programs, there would be some questions. You are aware of many programs and you must have worked as well, like Manrega, for example, like Sagarmala. So my opinion is that in this very short period, you must follow a highly focused approach, because in this very, very short period, you cannot revise everything. So your focus should be on those areas within all the 5 sections plus current issues, out of which certain questions have to occur. And this consideration is based on the analysis of the past year questions. So I'm hopeful that in the short period, if you have a glimpse over these areas, what I have suggested, there would be certain fixed number of questions and you will be comfortable in making them correct. Now I'm going to give you certain tips about how to handle the exam. First, very, very important thing here is that you must be calm and composed in the examination hall. This is a crucial tip, because this will help you conceive and perceive and understand the question properly. This will help you understand the options properly. And the second important tip here is that you must focus very properly on the options given, because many a time you find that the options are very tricky. So you should have a proper understanding of the theme of the question, and you should have proper understanding of the options. Next very, very important tip for you is that when you start answering the question, you split this process of answering into 2 rounds. In the first round, you answer only those questions where you feel you are quite comfortable, you are confident, and you are sure that you know the correct answer. This is the first round. In this case, you will have to move from one question to another. For example, you start with question number 1. You feel you are not comfortable. You shift to 2. Again, you feel you are not comfortable. You shift to 3. You think, yes, you know the answer. Do it. Shift to 4. Again, you feel you are not comfortable. Shift to 5. You feel, yes, you know the answer and you are confident. Do it. Again, you shift. This way, you start from question number 1 and finish at question number 100. I'm talking about the GS paper. So this way, the first round is complete. And then make a calculation that in the first round, how many questions you address correctly. Because in the first round, you are only attempting those questions where you are sure you are correct. In this calculation, if you find that this number is around 40, 50, 60, this means you are in a comfortable position. Now, this will help you follow the second round. Because in the second round, you attempt those questions where you are not very much sure, where your idea is hazy, where you have confusion, where you are not confident. So in these questions, in fact, you follow some elimination method, you follow some intelligent guessing, but I will be suggesting don't do blind guessing because you know negative marking is there. So now depending on how many questions you have attempted and almost correctly in the first round, you should attempt question in the second round. For example, if you feel that the total number of questions you have attempted and you think you have attempted correctly in the first round is about 30, this means you are not very comfortable. And when I use the term comfortable, comfortable means standing a chance to qualify. Now, in the second round, accordingly, you can take risk because anyway, you are not comfortable. Anyway, you don't stand a chance. So, you can attempt more questions on the basis of intelligent guessing. But suppose in the first round, you think that you have attempted around 50 questions and almost correctly. This means you are in a comfortable position, you stand a chance. So in the second round, you shouldn't take much risk. You just avoid those questions where you don't have any idea. So even the elimination method will not work. No blind guessing. Because if you have attempted 50 questions correctly, this means your score would be around 100. So in the second round, if 10 more questions you do correctly, you stand a fair chance. So in the examination hall, just two things you have to follow. One is that be cool, calm, composed, no worries, no anxiety, so that you have a better concentration there. And understand question and options properly. And the second, attempt question in 2 rounds. All the best, and I wish all of you, those who are appearing at the preliminary examination 2022, a grand success.